Praise the Most High again, Israel. Back to you. This is Elijah Isaiah. Hope you're having a wonderful day as we get closer to the Sabbath. Um, Starting off, Psalms uh, 37, verse 17. It says, "For the arms of the wicked will be broken, but the Most High upholdeth the righteous. The Most High knoweth the days of the upright, and their inheritance will be forever. They shall not be ashamed in the evil time, Israel, and in the days of famine they will be satisfied. But the wicked will perish, they'll die, and the enemies of the Most High will be as the enemies, yeah, the enemies of the Most High will be as the fat lambs. They will consume into smoke, and will they consume away, and they shall consume away. The wicked borroweth and payeth not again, but the righteous showeth mercy and giveth. For such as be blessed of him will inherit the earth, the land, and they that be cursed of him will be cut off the land." Israel, bless you. I hope you're enjoying today. Okay, so the Psalms of Solomon, the Songs of Solomon. It's not in your scriptures. All right, I'm gonna read it. It says Songs of Solomon, uh, chapter 1. It says, "I cried unto the Most High when I was in distress, unto the Most High when sinners assailed." So when the sinners attacked. It says, "Suddenly the alarm of war was heard before me. I said, He will hearken to me, for I am full of righteousness. I thought in my mind or heart that I was full of righteousness, because I was well off and had become rich in children. Their wealth spread to the whole earth, and their glory unto the end of the earth. They were exalted unto the stars. They said they would never fall, but they became insolent in their prosperity and their success. And their sins were in secret, or hidden, and even I had no knowledge of them. Their transgressions, their sins went beyond those of the heathen before them. They utterly polluted the holy things of the Most High." Holy things of the Most High. I'm going to read the note. It says, may also and can only mean the sanctuary, i.e. the temple. Mm. Mm, mm, mm. All right, so we're going to keep going. Chapter 2 concerning Jerusalem, right? It says, "When the sinner waxed proud with a battering ram, he cast down fortified walls, and thou didst not restrain him." Right? The Most High didn't stop him. They trampled it proudly with their sandals. It says in the note, they not only trampled the altar, but that even without removing their sandals. Let's go to Exodus real quick. Exodus 3, verse 5. "And he said, Draw not near here. Put off your shoes from off your feet, for the place whereon you stand is holy ground." That battering ram, it says Pompey brought up battering rams from Tyre, and therewith broke down a fortified wall that enclosed the temple. All right. And you can go to Josephus' Antiquities of the Jews, 14, verse 4, or chapter 4, verse 2. Mm. So they didn't take off their sandals. Uh, and you did not stop them. Alien nations ascended thine altar. Mm. They trampled it proudly with their sandals, because the sons of Jerusalem had defiled the holy things of the Most High, probably Jeroboam and Rehoboam, and had profaned with iniquities the offerings of the Most High. And so they had cursed with sins the offerings of the Most High. Mm. Okay. Therefore he said, cast them far from me. He said, throw them away from me. It was set at nothing before the Most High. He didn't care. Okay. It didn't matter to the Most High. It was utterly dishonored, disrespected. 6. The sons and the daughters were in grievous captivity. Okay. And sealed. Right? So that means they were placed the seal upon their stiff necks, right? Um, and they were branded, slave branded. So the sons and the daughters were in grievous, painful slavery. Sealed was their neck, right? So their neck was in a chain. Branded. And was it among the nations? It was amongst the nations. It was Rome, in a public place in Rome, and other locations too, but I'm just giving you the notes here. According to their sins have he done unto them, for he have left them in the hands of them that prevailed. He hath turned away his face from pitying them, young and old, and their children together. For they had done evil, one and all, in not hearkening. For they had done evil, one and all, in not listening. That's our big problem. And the heavens were angry, and the earth, the land, hated them. Mm. Mm. For no man upon it had done what they did, and the earth recognized all thy righteous judgments, O Most High. They set the sons of Jerusalem to be mocked at in return for the harlots in her. Every wayfarer entered in the full light of day. All right. So let's go to Ezekiel 23 and 14. Ezekiel 23, verse 14. And that she increased her whoredoms, for when she saw men portrayed upon the wall, and the images of the Chaldeans portrayed with vermilion. Okay. Verse 18. So she discovered her whoredoms and discovered her nakedness. And then my mind was alienated from her, like as my mind was alienated from her sister. Okay. That's in Ezekiel. The whoredoms of Aholah and Aholibah. All right. But it's showing you Jerusalem. All right. And Israel, the sons and daughters. In return for the harlots in her. Okay. Or the whoredoms in her. All right. So let me go back. It says they set the sons of Jerusalem to be mocked at, laughed at, in return for the harlots, the whores in her, or the whoredoms in her. Every wayfarer entered in the full light of day. All right. So let's get that in the full light of day before the sun. 2 Samuel. 2 Samuel. 2 Samuel. Hold on here. 12 and 11. 2 Samuel 12 and 11. Now saith the Most High, behold, I will raise up evil against you out of thine own house, and I will take your wives before thine eyes, and give them unto your neighbor, and he will lie with your wives in the sight of this sun. For you did it secretly, hiddenly, Israel, or Jerusalem, but I will do this thing before all Israel and before the sun. Okay. So that was 12. I read 11 and 12. That was 2 Samuel 12, chapter 12, verse 11 and verse 12. Okay. All right. So let's get some more. They made mock laughter with their transgressions, sins, as they themselves were wont to do. In the full light of day, they revealed their sins, their iniquities. And the daughters of Jerusalem were defiled in accordance with your judgment, because they had defiled themselves with unnatural intercourse. So they started doing unnatural intercourse with unnatural intercourse, literally with confusion of mingling, probably referring to incest and other foul unions. Let me go there. Songs of Solomon 8 verse 10. Let me go there. 8 verse 10. They committed adultery, every man with his neighbor's wife. They concluded covenants, agreements with one another with an oath touching these things. They plundered the sanctuary of God, the Most High, as though there was no avenger. They trod down the altar of the Most High, coming straight from all manner of uncleanness, because they were keeping no laws. Sound like the Christian church, Catholic church, and all these other churches. And with menstrual blood, they defiled the sacrifices, the gifts, as though they were common flesh. They left no sin undone, wherein they surpassed not the heathen. That's wild right there. Let's read it. It says, having come in contact with women at a time when they are ritually unclean and thereby themselves contracted uncleanness, they do not wait to undergo the necessary purification, but eat the sacrificial flesh as though it were not sacred, but mere common flesh that could be eaten whether one was clean or unclean. It says, see Leviticus 12, 1 to 8, Leviticus 15, 19 to 33, Ezekiel 18 and 6, verse 6, Leviticus 15 and 31, and Deuteronomy 12 and verse 15. Read those and you'll get a good sense of what was going on. All right. verse 8 and Songs of Solomon 8, it says, God, the Most High, laid bare their sins in the full light of day. All the earth came to know the righteous judgment of the Most High. In secret places underground, their sins were committed to anger him, to provoke him to anger. They done confusion, son with mother and father with daughter. That's how wicked they were, and wicked they were in the time of Jeroboam, Rehoboam, these other times, right? They were tripping. Going back to Songs of Solomon, chapter 2, verse 14, they made mock with their sins as they themselves were wanted to do. In the full light of day, they revealed their sins, and the daughters of Jerusalem were defiled in accordance with their judgment, because they had defiled themselves with unnatural intercourse. I am pained in my bowels and my inward parts for these things, says Solomon. Okay, I'm going to keep going. Give me a minute. It says, and yet I will justify you, O Most High, in uprightness of heart. For in your judgment is your righteousness displayed, O Most High. Yeah, according to their sins, which were very wicked, you have uncovered their sins, that your judgment might be manifest, revealed. You have wiped out their memory from the earth. The Most High is a righteous judge, and he is no respecter of persons. So if this happened to us, guess what's going to happen to Babylon? That's why their secrets are being revealed. The Maxwell lady and Jeffrey Epstein and everything that's going on, the sex trafficking and the drugs that they're bringing in and everything. Okay. He will be no respecter of person. All right. That lines up with Deuteronomy 10 and 17. All right. For the nations reproached, they corrected or shamed Jerusalem, trampling it down. Her beauty was dragged down from the throne of glory. She put on sackcloth instead of comely, beautiful clothing. A rope was about her head instead of a crown. She put off the glorious diadem, crown which the Most High set upon her, and dishonor was her beauty, and thrown upon the ground. My, that's what our women are now, not being modest and all of that. Anyway, it says, and I saw and entreated, I asked the Most High and said, long enough, O Most High, has thine hand been heavy on Israel, in bringing the nations upon them, for they have made sport unsparingly in wrath and fierce anger. And they will make an utter end unless thou, O Most High, rebuke them in your wrath. For they have done it not in zeal, but in lust of soul, in the desire of their soul. They have a perpetual hatred, making war, specific weapons against the children of Israel, eugenics, vaccines, race-specific weapons, all kind of things that is prepared for the children. But we're going to overcome. All right. Let's see. And bringing the nations upon them. The Most High has smitten Israel by means of the nations, of the people. Go to Isaiah 10 and 5, 20 and 24. Yeah, that's what happened. Okay. For they have made sport fun unsparingly in wrath and fierce anger, and they will make an utter end unless you, O Most High, rebuke them in your wrath. They'll make an utter end of Israel unless he rebukes them in their wrath. They, being the nations, not in zeal to fulfill God's prudent purposes concerning Israel. Go to Isaiah 10 and 7. Yeah, they went overboard. Okay. We'll keep going. It says, for they have done it not in zeal, but in lust of soul, pouring out their wrath upon us with a view to repine. Okay. This note says here it was against Pompey personally. They think that the charge is unfair. I say it's Pompey and the Romans, of course. Because they say not Pompey because when he entered, he refrained from stealing, plundering the temple, but against the nations, the Romans, uh, it very well lies, and it lies now because it's still the same beast. All right. Um, Pouring out their wrath upon us with a view to repine. Delay not, O Most High, to recompense the reward them on their heads. Pompeii, Egypt, Rome, America, the UN, the EU, and so many others. Repay them. Uh, recompense them on their heads to turn, okay, to cast down, or to say the pride of the dragon is dishonor, is disrespectful. All right. And say this dragon was referenced to Nebuchadnezzar in Jeremiah uh, uh, 50:34. But anyway, could be China and so many other things. All right. Um, Delay not, O God, to reward them on their heads, to turn the pride of the dragon into dishonor, Satan. And I had not long to wait before the Most High showed me the insolent one killed on the mountains of Egypt. Okay? Who was the insolent one in this time? The insolent one, it says on the mountains of Egypt, but it was actually beside the streams of Egypt. If you Google Pompey, he was killed uh, in Egypt, right? Um, the insolent one slain on the mountains of Egypt, i.e. Pompey. All right. Okay. So, but anyway, it doesn't matter. We're going on with the text. Um, as Solomon was praying, it says it was not that long that he had to wait before the Most High showed him the insolent one was killed on the mountains of Egypt. The Roman was killed in Egypt. Anyway, it says, esteem of less account than the least on the land and sea. His body, too, borne hither and thither on the bellows with much insolence, with none to bury him because he had rejected him with dishonor. He reflected not that he was man, and reflected not on the latter end. He said, I will be Lord of land and sea. Oh, wow. And he recognized not that it is the Most High who is great. That's why he was assassinated. Praise the Most High. The Most High is great, mighty in his great strength. He is king over the heavens, the skies, and judgeth kings and kingdoms. It is he who setteth me up in glory, and bringeth down the proud to eternal destruction and dishonor, disrespect, because they knew him not. Okay. And now behold, ye princes of the earth, the judgment of the Most High. For a great king and righteous is he, judging all that is under heaven. Bless the Most High, ye that fear the Most High with wisdom. Okay. Okay. Where was I at? It says, for the mercy of the Most High will be upon them that fear him in the judgment. You hear that? It says, for the mercy of the Most High, the Lord, will be upon them that fear him in the judgment, so that he will distinguish between the righteous and the sinner, and recompense the sinners forever according to their deeds, their actions, and have mercy on the righteous, sparing him from the affliction, the trouble of the sinner, and rewarding the sinner for what he have done to the righteous. For the Most High is good to them that call upon him in patience, Israel, doing according to his mercy to his pious ones, are the Israelites, establishing them at all times before him in strength. Blessed be the Most High forever before his servants. All right, that's the end of that song. Okay, so we read 1 and 2. Okay, all right. Um, it says here, in the judgment, on the day of judgment and discrimination, those that fear the Most High will, and unlike the wicked, stand through the mercy of God. So Psalms 1 and 5, real quick. Let's grab that. 1 and 5 reads, therefore the ungodly will not stand in the judgment, nor sinners in the congregation of the righteous. Okay. So it says in the judgment, on the day of judgment and discrimination, those that fear the Most High will, and are unlike the wicked, stand through the mercy of God. Okay. The mercy of God will be shown by introducing a principle of judgment or discrimination between the righteous and the unrighteous. All right. And to his pious ones, that means to them that are his. Okay. So, for the Most High is good to them that call upon him in patience, doing according to his mercy to his pious ones, those that are his, establishing them at all times before him in power, strength. Blessed be the Most High forever before his workers, all right, his servants. All right. Now, now it was one that I want to get. Just hold on with me. Oh, I want to go to the Songs of Solomon, chapter 7. Okay. It's a song of turning. It says, make not your dwelling, your living afar from us, O Most High. If they attack us, that hate us without cause, for no reason. Okay. For you have rejected them, O Most High. Let not their foot trample upon your holy inheritance. Chasten us, discipline thyself in your good pleasure. It says, chasten us yourself, discipline us yourself in your good pleasure. See, we rather fall in the hands of the Most High and not men. but give us not up to the nations. Mm-mm. Okay. But give us not up to the nations, for if you send us pestilence, all right, or it'll reference death, or it says, for if you send us pestilence or death, and you yourself giveth it charge, you command it concerning us. See, the Most High commands it concerning us, death or pestilence, for you are merciful and will not be angry to the point of destroying us, consuming us. See, Esau and other nations, Psalms 83, they'll continue. They don't have no mercy. Okay? So let's go to 2 Samuel again. Let's go back there. 2 Samuel, I'm reading these notes because they're good notes. 24. 2 Samuel 24 and to 7. 24. It says again, the anger of the Most High was kindled against Israel, and Satan, moved David against them to say, go number Israel and Judah. For the king said to Joab, the captain of the host, the army, which was with him, compass now, or go through now all the tribes of Israel, from Dan even to Beersheba, and number ye the people, that I may now know the number of the people. See, not supposed to do that. Who does that? America. The world takes census of the people. It says, and Joab said unto the king, now the Lord, the Most High, your power, add unto the people, how many soever they be, an hundred and fold, and that the eyes of my Lord the king may see it. But why doeth my Lord the king delight in this thing? Why do you want to do this thing? Notwithstanding the king's word prevailed one against Joab and against the captains of the host, the army. And Joab, the captains of the host, the army, went out from the presence of the king to number the people of Israel. And they passed over Jordan and pitched in Aor, and on the right side of the city that layeth in the middle of the river of Gad, the valley of Gad, and toward Yazar. Then they came to Gilead and to the land of Tathim Hadash, and they came to Dan Anan and about to Zidon, and came to the stronghold of Tyre, and to all the cities of the Hivites and of the Canaanites. And they went out to the south of Judah, even to Beersheba. All right. So 3 and 4, it says, chasten us yourself in your good pleasure, but give us not up to the nations, to pitiless men. Okay. For if you send us pestilence or death, you yourself give it charge concerning us, for you are merciful and will not be angry to the point of consuming us. Okay. So 2 Samuel 24, 13 and 15. 13 says, so Gad came to David and told him, see, Gad the seer, that's another one, and said unto him, will 7 years of famine come unto you in your land, or will you flee 3 months before thine enemies while they chase you, David? Or that there be 3 days pestilence, death in your land? Now advise and see, counsel and see what answer I will return to him that sent me. And David said unto Gad, the seer, I am in a great strait, trouble. Let us fall now into the hand of the Most High, for his mercies are great or many, and let me not fall into the hand of man. So the Most High sent a pestilence, a disease, upon Israel, or death upon Israel, from the morning even to the time appointed, chosen. And there died of the people from Dan even to Beersheba 70,000 men. All right. Whatever COVID is, it's not playing. But the Most High, it's not playing with this wicked world. He said he has a controversy with the land. All right. He's upset with the land. Why? Because there's no knowledge in it. And there's nothing but stealing and killing and wickedness. All right. And nobody's following his law, statutes, commandment. Um, all right. So he will not be angry to the point of destroying us all. Okay. While your name dwelleth in our midst, Ahiah, we shall find mercy, and the nations will not prevail against us. They will not win against us, be victorious. For you are our shield, our shield. He who holds a shield over us, the Most High. He puts a force field over us. He's our refuge, our strength. Let's go to Psalms 27. Psalms 27. 27 and 1. It says, fret not yourself because of evildoers, the Illuminati, the Bilderberg, the Club of Rome, the Bohemian wicked people, all these wicked freaking people, okay? The Masons. Fret not yourself because of evildoers, all right? Presidents, the governors, all right? Neither be you envious against the workers of sin. Trump, okay? Epstein, uh, all of them, all right? Oprah and Obama's and all of these people. For they shall soon be cut down like the grass and wither as the green herb. Soros, Rockefeller's family, his whole ancestry, all right? Wipe them out in the name of Yeshua and Ahiah, all right? For they will soon be cut down like the grass and wither as the green herb. Trust, Israel, in the Most High, and do good. So shall you dwell in the land, and and uh, and rely. You shall be fed. Oh, I'm sorry. And truly, you shall be fed. Uh, in truth and in stableness, you will be fed. Delight yourself also in the Most High, and He will give you the desires of thine heart. Even with all this going on, we will receive the desires of our heart, because the Most High has the power to change the heart uh, of the king whichever way He wants. He'll make them put laws into play, but we must not trust in the shadow of Egypt, but He will make your enemies bless you, and you don't have to kiss your enemies like all the coons do. Okay. Uh, you can know that the Most High has put it in their heart to bless you, right? And you still have the power to bless who you want to bless and curse who you need to curse. That's going against you, Israel. All right? Okay, and let not the foot of pride come against me, and let not the hand of the wicked remove me. That's what you need to say, Israel. There are the workers of sin, fallen, and they are cast down, they are thrown down, and they shall not be able to rise. It's going to happen. But let's get back to Solomon. Songs of Solomon. We were in chapter 7, and we're at verse 6, I believe. It says, while your name dwelleth in our midst, Ahiah, we will find mercy, and the people will not prevail against us, the nations. For you are our shield. He's our force field. He's our protection. All right. And we will call upon thee. All right. He's our virus blocker. You hearken us, you listen to us, for you will pity the seed, the children of Israel, Yasharallah, forever. And you will not reject them. All right. Who is them? The Israelites. But we will be under your yoke forever. Right? And under the rod of your chastening, under the rod of your discipline. Okay. And you will establish us in the time that you helpest us, showing mercy to the house of Jacob, Israel, on the day wherein you did promise to help them. There's a day that he promised to help us. And it says, and when we call, you hearken us. And when we call, you will hearken, he will listen. Okay. Okay. And so we praise the Most High. We thankful that he hears us. And you know, he hears us when we're obeying the law, statutes, commandments. Let's go to chapter 8, verse 3 real quick. Verse 3 reads, let's see. It says, and I said in my mind, surely the Most High judgeth us. A sound I hear moving toward Jerusalem, the holy city. My limbs were broken at what I heard. My knees tottered. My heart was afraid. My bones were dismayed like flax. I said, they established their ways in righteousness. Okay. So anyway, like he says, you will establish us in a time that you helpest us in showing mercy to the house of Jacob on the day wherein you did promise to help them. So he's gonna help us. We can't be worried. All right. So I'm gonna read a song of hope. It says, happy is the man whose heart is fixed to call upon the name of the Most High, Ahiah. When he remembereth the name of the Most High, Ahiah, he will be saved. His ways are made even by the Most High. His ways are made even. What does that mean? Let's look at that. Made even. Let's go to Psalms 5 and 8. Psalms 5 verse 8 reads, lead me, O Most High, in your righteousness because of mine enemies. Make your way straight or plain or even before my face. That's what you ask him to do. All right. Why are you going through your trial? Because why? It says, for there is no faithfulness, steadfastness in their mouth. Their inward part is very wicked, or is wickedness. Their throat is an open tomb. They flatter with their tongue. Talking about vote. 10. Destroy you them, O Most High. Let them fall by their own advices. Cast them out in the crowd of their transgressions. For they have rebelled against thee, Ahiah. But let all those that put their trust in thee rejoice, laugh. Let them ever shout for joy, because you defendest them. You protect them. Let them also that love your name, Ahiah, be joyful in you. For you, Lord Most High, will bless the righteous with favor. Wilt you compass him with a shield? Told you he's our force field. He's our protection. All right. Okay. Um, is there one more? Let's go to Psalms 37 and 23. 37 verse 23. The steps of a good man are ordered, all right, or established, or even by the Lord, by the Most High. And he delighteth in his way. He delighteth in his manners. All right, he's happy in them. All right. So again, when he remembereth the name of the Most High, he will be saved. His ways are made even by the Most High. And the works of his hands are preserved, are saved by the Most High, his power. At what he sees in his dreams, his soul will not be troubled. All right. When he passes through rivers and the tossing of the seas, he will not be dismayed. He won't be afraid. All right. He arises from his sleep and blesses the name of the Most High, Ahia. All right. When his heart is at peace, he singeth to the Most High of his power. I'm sorry. He singeth to the name of his of his power, of his God, the Most High. All right. So when his heart is at peace, in the stability or prosperity of his heart, of his mind. Okay. So let's see 4 in verse 17 real quick. Let's look at that. 4 verse 17 in the Psalms of Solomon. It says, let his life be spent. Wait a minute. Let me make sure I'm getting this right. 15, 16. Oh, I guess this is showing the opposite. It says, let his life be spent in anguish and penury and want of the Most High. Let his sleep be beset with pains and his awakening with perplexities. And let sleep be withdrawn from his eyelid at night. This is when you're on the opposite side of that. You don't have that peace. When you're doing wickedly, he takes that away from you. That's bad. That is bad, bad, bad. I don't even want to go through. Well, let me go through it. It says, let his sleep be beset, taken away with pains, and his awakening with perplexities. Let his sleep be withdrawn from his eyelid at night. Let him fail dishonorably in every work of his hands. Let him come home empty-handed to his house, and his house be void of everything wherewith he could state his appetite. Let his old age be spent in childless loneliness until his removal by death. Godly. Wow. 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 But again, if you're a happy man and you call on the name, what did it say? It says, at what he sees in his bad dreams, his soul will not be troubled. When he passes through rivers and tossing other seas, he will not be dismayed. He arises from his sleep and blesses the name of the Most High. When his heart is at peace, he singeth to the name of the of his God, of the Most High. Mm, mm. Let me go to Psalms 30 and 7 real quick. 30 and 7. Let me look at that. 30 and 7. Most High, by your favor, you have made my mountain to stand strong. You did hide your face, and I was troubled. 6. It says, and in my prosperity, I said, I will never be moved. Oh, okay. The wicked said in his prosperity that he will never be moved. Mm, mm, cutting. When his heart is at peace, he singeth to the name of his God. In the stability or prosperity of his heart. Mm. Okay. Okay. And he entereth the Lord, the Most High, for all his house. He asketh or entreateth the Most High for all his house. So he prays for all his house. And the Most High heareth the prayer of every one that feareth the Most High. Mm. And every request of the soul that hopes for him doeth the Most High accomplish. Blessed is the Most High, who showeth mercy to those who love him in sincerity. That loves him in sincerity. Wow, that's right. That sounds good to me. All right. Let's see what else I can get real quick. Hmm. Let's see. It says, "Blow ye in Israel on the trumpet to summon the saints. Cause ye to be heard in Jerusalem the voice of him that bringeth good tidings. For the Most High have had pity on Israel in visiting them. Stand on the height, O Jerusalem, and behold your children from the east, the west, gathered together by the Most High. From the north they come in the gladness of the Most High. From the islands far away, the Most High have gathered them. Ahia gather us. High mountains have he abased, he lowered into a plain for them. The hills ran at their entrance. The woods gave them shelter as they passed by. Every sweet-smelling tree the Most High caused to spring up for them, that Israel might pass by in the visitation of the glory of their power. God, put on, O Jerusalem, your glorious garments. Make ready your holy robe. For the Most High has spoken good concerning Israel forever and ever. Let the Most High do what he has spoken concerning Israel and Jerusalem. Let the Most High raise up Israel by his glorious name, Ahia. The mercy of the Most High be upon Israel forever. Praise the Most High. Hmm. Yeah. Yes, yes, yes. Hmm. There's one more that I wanted to get, brothers and sisters. Hmm. It says, "Oh, deliver my soul from the lawless and wicked man." The Songs of Solomon against the tongue of transgressors, chapter 12. It says, "O Lord, spare my soul from the lawless and wicked man, from the tongue, the mouth that is lawless and slanderous, and speak of lies and deceit. And manfully twisted are the words of the tongue of the wicked man, even as a fire that burneth up, to fill houses with lying tongue, to cut down the trees of gladness, to involve households in warfare by means of slanderous lips. May the Most High remove far from the innocent the lips of transgressors, by bringing them to need, and may the bones of slanderers be scattered far away from them that fear the Most High. In flaming fire perish the slanderous tongue, far away from the pious, from the Most High's children. May the Most High preserve the quiet soul that hateth the unrighteous, and may the Most High establish the man that followeth peace at home. The salvation of the Most High be upon Israel his servant forever. I had been near unto the gates of hell with the sinner, when my soul left from the Most High, power of Israel. Had not the Most High helped me with everlasting mercy. He pricked me as a horse is pricked, that I might serve him. My Savior and helper at all times save me. I will give thanks unto you. Thank you, O Most High, for you have helped me to my salvation, and have not counted me with sinners to my destruction. Remove not your mercy from me, O Most High, nor your memorial from my mind until I die. Rule me, O Most High. Keep me back from wicked sin. That's what you need to ask him. Keep you back from wicked sin. You don't want to be destroyed. All right. Get some more. Just wait a moment. Let's see. All right. All right. See, Psalms 28 and 8 says, oh no, 7. The Lord is my strength, all right, my power, and my shield. My heart trusted in him, and I am helped. Therefore my heart greatly rejoiced. With my song will I praise him. The Most High strength is their strength, and he is the saving strength of his anointed, his chosen. Save your people and bless your inheritance. Feed them also and lift them up forever. Protect them, Most High. Going through a lot of wicked times right now. All right. So I'm going to read 2nd Baruch 54. All right. It says, I asked the mighty one, the Holy One of Israel, and said, you alone, O Most High, knowest aforetime the deep things of the world, and the things which befall in their times. You bring us about by your word, and against the works of the inhabitants, the population of the earth. You do us speed the beginnings of the times, and the end of the seasons. You alone know us, you for whom nothing is too hard, for who doest everything easily by a nod. You to whom the depths come, and as the heights, and whose word the beginnings of the ages serve. You who revealest to those who fear you what is prepared for them, that thenceforth, now on, they may be comforted. All right. You show us great acts to those who know not. You breaketh up the enclosure of those who are ignorant, and lighteth up what is dark. Praise the Most High. And revealeth what is hidden secret to the pure, to the innocent, who in faith have submitted themselves to you and your law. You have shown to your servant this vision. Reveal to me also its interpretation, its understanding. For I know that as regards those things wherein I sought you, I asked you, I have received a response. And as regards what I asked, you didst reveal to me with what voice I should praise you, and from what members I should cause praise and hallelujahs to ascend to you. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Holy, 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 holy is the Lord of hosts. For if my members were mouths and the hairs of my head voices, even so I could not give you the meed of praise, nor laud you as if befitting, nor could I recount your praise, nor tell the glory of your beauty. For what am I amongst men, or why am I reckoned amongst those who are more excellent than I, that I have heard all these marvelous things from the Most High, the highest, and numberless promises from him who created me. Blessed be my mother among those that bear, and praise among women be she that bare me. For I will not be silent in praising the mighty one, and with the voice of praise I will recount his marvelous deeds. For who doeth like unto you your marvelous deeds, O Most High? Or who comprehendeth your deep thought of life? For with your advice you doeth govern all the creatures which your right hand has created, and you have established every fountain of light besides you, and the treasures of wisdom beneath your throne have you prepared. And justly do they perish who have not loved your law. And rightly do they perish, do they die, who have not loved your law, the Most High's commandments. And the torment of judgment will await those who have not submitted themselves to your power. All will bow, every knee shall bow, every tongue will confess. It says torment, torture, or hell of judgment will await those who have not submitted themselves to your power. For though Adam first sinned and brought untimely death upon all, still of those who are born from Adam or him, each one of them has prepared for, made ready for his own soul torment to come. And again, each one of them has chosen for himself glories to come. Thank you, Most High. For surely he who believeth will receive reward. But now, as for you, ye wicked, that now are turned, ye are changed to you to destruction, because ye shall speedily be visited, in that formerly ye rejected the understanding of the Most High. You didn't want the Most High. For his works have not taught you, nor has the skill of his creation, which is at all times persuaded you. Mm, mm. This is a direct address to the wicked. Mm, mm. Yeah. Adam is therefore not the cause, is not the reason, save except only for his own soul. But each of us has been the Adam of his own soul. You hear that, Israel? Adam, therefore, is not the reason, save only of his own soul, but only for his own soul. But each of has has been the Adam of his own soul. Okay? But each of us has been the Adam of his own soul. But do you, O Most High, expound to me regarding those things which you have revealed to me, and inform me regarding that which I asked you. For at the consummation of the world, vengeance will be taken upon those who have done wickedness, according to their wickedness. Catholic Church, Christian Church, wicked Israelite Church. All right? All the wicked on earth. Okay? And you will glorify the faithful according to their faithfulness. For those who are amongst thine own, you rulest. And those who sin, you blotteth out, you remove from amongst thine own. I'm going to read the note. It says, see verse 15 note. It says, man's guilt and sin are due to his own action and not derived from Adam. The evil impulse is not sin unless obeyed. All right. And I'm going to read the faithful according to their faithfulness. Faithfulness is contrasted with wickedness. So it equals righteousness or fidelity to the law. But elsewhere in this work, faith, belief. 4th Ezra 6 and verse 5, for the former understanding. All right. But besides that, I'm going to continue. All right. And it came to pass, when I had finished speaking the words of this prayer, that I sat under the tree that I might rest in the shade of the branches. And I wondered, and I was shocked, and I thought upon my mind regarding the multitude of goodness which sinners who are upon the earth have rejected, and regarding the great torment which they have despised, though they knew that they should be tortured because of the sin they had committed. And when I was pondering on these things and the like, look, the angel Ramiel, who presides over true visions, was sent to me, and he said unto me, why does your heart trouble you, Baruch? And why does your thought disturb you? For if owing to the report which you have only heard of judgment, you are so moved, what what wilt you be, or when you shall see it manifestly with thine eyes? And if with the expectation wherewith you doest expect the day of the mighty one, you art so overcome, what will you be, or what when you shall come to its event? And if it the word of the announcement of the torment of those who have done foolishly, you are so woefully distraught. Why are you so upset? How much more when the advent will reveal marvelous things? And if you have heard news of the good and evil things which are then coming and are sad, what will you be when you shall see what the majesty will reveal, which shall convict these and cause those to laugh? Hmm. Hmm. That's something. Nevertheless, because you have asked the Most High to reveal to you the interpretation of the vision which you have seen, I have been sent to tell you. And the Mighty One have assuredly made known to you the methods of the times that have passed, and of those that are destined to pass to come in his world, from the beginning of his creation even unto the end of those things which are deceit, and of those which are in truth. For as you did see a great cloud which ascended from the sea and went and covered the earth, this is the duration of the world, which the Mighty One made, when he took counsel, advice to make the world. And it came to pass, when the word had gone out from his presence, that the duration of the world, the time of the world, had come to being in a small degree, and was established according to the crowd of the intelligence of him who sent it. And as you did as previously see on the summit of the cloud black waters which descended previously on the earth, this is the transgression wherewith Adam the first man sinned. For since when he transgressed untimely, death came into being, grief was named, and anguish was prepared, and pain was created, and trouble consummated, and disease began to be established, and Sheol kept demanding that it should be renewed in blood. And the begetting of children was brought about, and the passion of parents produced, and the greatness of humanity was humiliated, and goodness languished. What therefore can be blacker or darker than these things? This is the beginning of the black waters which you have seen. And from these black waters again were black derived, and the darkness of darkness was produced. For he became a danger to his own soul, even to the angels became he a danger. For moreover, at that time when he was created, they enjoyed liberty, freedom, and some of them descended and mingled with the women. And then those who did so were tormented in chains. But the rest of the multitude of angels, of which there is no number, restrained themselves. And those who lived on the earth died together with them through the waters of the deluge, the flood. These are the black waters. And after these waters you did see bright waters. This is the font of Abraham, also his generations and advent of his son and of his son's son. and of those like them, because at that time the unwritten law was named amongst them, and the works of the commandments were then fulfilled, and belief in the coming judgment was then generated, and hope of the world that was to be renewed was then built up, and the promise of the life that should come now and after was implanted. These are the bright waters which you have seen. And the third black waters which you have seen, these are the mingling of all sins, which the nations afterwards done after the death of those righteous men, and the wickedness of the land of Egypt, wherein they did wickedly in the service wherewith they made their sons to serve. Nevertheless, these also perished at the last, at the end. And the bright fourth waters, which you have seen, are the advent of Moses and Aaron, Miriam and Joshua, and the son of Nun and Caleb, and all those like them. For at that time the lamp of eternal law shone, and all those who sat in darkness, which announced to them that believe the promise of their reward, and to them that deny the torment of fire, which is reserved for them. But also the heavens at that time were shaken from their place, and those who were under the throne of the Mighty One were perturbed when he was taking Moses unto himself, for he showed him many admonitions together with the principles of the law and the consummation of the times, as also to you, and likewise the pattern, the way of Zion, and its measures, in the pattern of which, the design of which the sanctuary of the present time was to be made. But then also he showed to him the measure of the fire, also the depths of the abyss, and the weight of the winds, and the number of the drops of rain, and the suppression of anger, and the crowd of long suffering, and the truth of judgment, and the root of wisdom, and the riches of understanding, and the fountain of knowledge, and the height of the air, and the greatness of paradise, and the consummation of the times, and the beginning of the day of judgment, and the number of the offerings, and the earths which have not yet come, and the mouth of Gehenna, and the station of vengeance, and the place of faith, and the region of hope, and the likeness of future torment, and the multitude of innumerable angels, and the flaming hosts, armies, and the splendor of the lightnings, and the voice of the thunders, and the orders of the chiefs of the angels, and the treasures of the light, and the changes of the times, and the investigation of the law. These are the bright fourth waters which you have seen. And the black fifth waters which you have seen, raining are the works which the Amorites done, with the spells of their incantations which they done, and the wickedness of their mysteries, and the mingling of their pollution. But even Israel was then polluted by sins in the days of the judges, though they saw many signs which were from him who made them. And the bright six waters which you did see, this is the time in which David and Solomon were born. And there was at that time the building of Zion, and the dedication of the sanctuary, and the shedding of much blood of the nations that sinned then, and many offerings which were offered then in the dedication of the sanctuary, and peace and tranquility existed at that time, and wisdom was heard in the assembly. That was a good time. I'm gonna jump ahead. To 267. It says, the black 11 waters which you have seen, this is the disaster which is now befalling Zion. Do if you think that there is no anguish to the angels in the presence of the Mighty One, the Ancient of Days, the Lord of Spirits, that Zion was so given up, and that, look, the Gentiles laugh in their hearts, their minds, and assemble before their idols. They gather before their idols and say, she is trodden down, who oftentimes trodden down, and she has been reduced to servitude who reduced others. Do if you think that in these things the Most High laughs, or that his name is glorified? But how will it serve towards his righteous judgment? Still, after these things will the dispersed among the Gentiles be taken hold of by tribulation. The Israelites is going to be taken by tribulation. And in shame will they dwell in every place, because so far as Zion is given up and Jerusalem made waste, shall idols prosper in the cities of the Gentiles, and the vapor of the smoke of the incense of the righteous, which is by the law, the commandment, is extinguished in Zion. And in the region of Zion, in every place, look, there is smoke of impiety. But the king of Babylon will rise, who has now destroyed Zion, and he will boast over the people. And he will speak great things in his mind in the presence of the Most High. But he also will fall at the end. These are the black waters. And the bright 12th waters which you have seen, this is the word. For after these things, a time will come when your people will fall into distress, so that they will all run the risk of dying together. However, they will be saved, and their enemies will fall in their presence. And they will have in due time much joy, happiness. And at that time, after a little interval, Zion will again be built, and its offerings will again be restored, and the priests will return to their ministry, and also the Gentiles will come to glorify it. However, not fully as in the beginning, but it will come to pass after these things that there will be the fall of many nations. These are the bright waters which you have seen. Praise the Most High. For the last waters which you have seen, which are darker than all that were before them, those which were after the 12th number, which were collected together, belong to the whole world. For the Most High made a division from the beginning, because he alone knows what will befall, what will happen. For as to the enormities and the impieties which should be done before him, he already saw 6 kinds of them, and of the good works of the righteous which should be accomplished, finished before him. He foresaw 6 kinds of them, beyond those which he should work at the consummation at the end of the age. On his account, on his record, they were not black waters with black, nor bright with bright. For it is the consummation, it is the time, the end. Hear therefore the interpretation of the last black waters, which are to come after the black. This is the word. Look, the days come, and it will be when the time of the age has ripened. Okay. And the harvest of its evil and good seeds has come, that the mighty one, the ancient of days, Ahia, I am that I am, Ea Ashah Ea, will bring upon the earth and its inhabitants, population, upon its rulers, presidents, and kings, perturbation of spirit and stupor of heart, of mind. And they will hate one another and provoke one another to fight soon. And the mean will rule over the honorable, and those of low degree will be exalted above the famous, and the many will be delivered into the hands of the few, and those who were nothing will rule over the strong, and the poor will have abundance beyond the rich, and the impious will exalt themselves above the heroic, and the wise will be silent, and the foolish will speak. Neither will the thought of men be then confirmed, nor the advice of the mighty, nor shall the hope of those who hope be confirmed. And when those things which were predicted have come to pass, then will confusion fall upon all men, and some of them will fall in battle, and some of them will die in anguish, and some of them will be destroyed by their own. Then the Most High will reveal those people whom he has prepared before. And they shall come to make war with the leaders that will then be left. And it will come to pass that whosoever gets safe out of the war will die in an earthquake. And whosoever gets safe out of earthquake will be burnt by the fire. And whosoever gets safe out of the fire will be destroyed by famine. And it shall come to pass that whosoever of the victors and the vanquished gets safe out of and escape all these things aforesaid will be saved into the hands of my servant Messiah, Yeshua, the Christ. For all the earth will devour its inhabitants, its population, and the Holy Land will have mercy on its own. And it shall protect its inhabitants at that time. This is the vision which you have seen, and this is the interpretation. For I have come to tell you these things because your prayer has been heard with the Most High. Okay. I'm going to finish this. No, that's it. Yeah. Hear now also regarding the bright lightning which is to come at the consummation after these black waters. This is the word after the signs have come, of which you was told before, when the nations become turbulent, and the time of Messiah is come, Yeshua. He shall both summon all the nations, and some of them he shall spare, and some of them he will kill, he will slay. These things therefore will come upon the nations which are to be spared by him. Every nation which knows not Israel has not trodden down the seed of Jacob, Israel, shall indeed be spared, saved. And this because some out of every nation will be subjected to your people, Israel. But all these who have ruled over you or have known you shall be given up to the sword. And it shall come to pass, when he has brought low everything that is in the world, and he sat down in peace for the age on the throne of his kingdom, that joy will be revealed and rest will appear. Happy Sabbath, Israel. Blessings.